Welcome everyone to episode number 26 of Bridge City Podcast. This is a Brisbane Roar podcast hosted by two brothers. I'm Andrew and this is my brother Sam.
Hi.
Hello. Uh, yeah, and look, for the last year was our first season doing the podcast, and in the off season, as well as Brisbane Roar having a little bit of news going on, the two of us have had some news.
Yep.
We'll get to Sam's news in a sec, but I just thought I'd quickly touch on some dramas that we've had with the podcast. I went on a really massive bucket list holiday with our father. In for the whole month of August, I was in Alaska with Dad for a week, and then we went to Ottawa to see our cousin Jared. Hello, Jared, if you're listening, and Scotia. And then I went off on my own and I was in California for 2 weeks. And yeah, it was awesome. But I had major dramas in Alaska in the middle of fucking nowhere. And my phone decided to lock on me. And me being the absolute spud that I am, I never have written any passwords or anything down. So I ended up having no phone for like the last 3 days in Alaska. I had to wait till I got to Ottawa to go to an Apple store and get a Genius to help me. And yeah, I've lost all of the passwords for Anchor, which was the program that Spotify acquired, and that's what we were using previously for Bridge City. So, what we're going to try and do, hopefully, this episode is going to be live on the brand new standalone Bridge
Yep.
City
Stand
podcast.
alone.
Previously, I was just doing it through a now defunct podcast that I had kind of started a few years ago. Seeing as we had the framework and everything there, we just decided to use that. I think it was probably a bit confusing for people in the end,
Yeah.
Sam. But so yeah, look, hopefully this is all working. Hopefully I can remember the password to get YouTube working again as well. If not, it'll just be a
Be a
bloody
whole new YouTube. Be everything will be new.
audio. If I can't remember the YouTube password, then it's just going to be an audio podcast again, I think. But look, we'll get to Brisbane Roar signings in a second, Sam. But there's been a major off-season signing in your household. Do you want to
Yes.
let us
Yep.
know?
So we probably just before, I think it was just before Parker's birthday might have been. I can't remember when exactly it was, but yes, we have a new child on the way. So it'll be a very
Yay!
full household because like what it would have been 2 weeks before we found out, we got a brand new puppy as well. So we've got a puppy in the house, gonna have a new baby in the house next year. So it's gonna be, yeah, full on in this household. So
Yeah,
it'll be good to be able to get away to the games and escape it all, I think, this year.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm so stoked. So we're going to be expecting a little one in March, is it?
March, yeah, same month as you. So
Yeah, awesome. Little
yeah,
one.
so be very, very exciting. So we've been on a bit of a journey with losing children. So, oh, well, not children, but losing pregnancies. So this is, yeah, big thing for us. So
Yeah, I'm so stoked,
yeah,
and I think all of our listeners will be stoked for you guys as well, mate.
thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I think I basically I forgot to mention something at the top, just to bring it like a completely downer note after like awesome news.
Yeah.
Um, I also in the last couple of weeks have been diagnosed with depression, and that has kind of I said to Sam like sometimes I haven't can't be bothered to do this, so
Yeah, and that's
um,
understandable. Yep.
yeah, it's been pretty rough. And so you guys might have a couple of solo episodes with Sam throughout this season as I sort of go through this shit and deal with it. Hopefully we might get some. If I can't do some, we might get a guest
Yep.
host to jump in with you, mate.
Yeah, definitely. And I've got a few people that have been keen to do it, and I've got a whole heap of interviews lined up for
Yep.
this season as well. So that's awesome. So I've yeah been hard at it in the off season, annoying everyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it seems like we'll have yeah at least 4 interviews on the way at the moment. So
Awesome. So you, Parker, and Kristen went to the fan day on the weekend.
yes, so that
Yeah.
was really yeah, that was just spontaneous. I've been crook for the last 2 weeks basically. So didn't really want to go and visit my grandmother with the cough you can hear. So yeah, we just were like, oh, let's just go get out in the sun. If there's lots and lots of people there, I might step away, but like it wasn't too busy, so which is kind of sad in a way, but understandable because yeah, we don't exactly have 30,000 people turning up to games every week. It's understandable to have a not as big a launch as other codes in Australia or in Brisbane even.
Yep.
But it was really good. It was done really well. It has the exact same vibe as I went to the Broncos one and to a Broncos fan day up in Toowoomba. Same sort of vibe, just yeah, just not the same sort of crowd. So, yeah, my son thought it was the best day ever. Thought it was so much fun. He got to kick the ball around with the girls. They came over and were kicking at a like it was like a tennis ball thing that you kick over onto the dartboard, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, so and he got to do it with Tamika Yallop and a whole heap of things. So it was kind of fun that he doesn't really know what he was doing, but he was playing with the Matilda, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, everyone that was there was just in the best mood ever. All the volunteers were amazing. And yeah, and I ended up picking up a shirt because I'm a sucker, and I do love them. I love the new jerseys.
Yeah, well, that's what
And
I was.
they look really good too in person. So
Yeah, I was going to ask you about them because that's probably, as far as I'm concerned, for the off season for Brisbane, that's pretty much the only bright spark
yeah, yep.
that I
And
think
and
we've
and
had.
they went through that on the day they had interviews with each other, like so Kaz and like JSA and Tamika and stuff, they sat down and did like a little one-on-one interview. It was really, really cool. So but they went through those sort of things that it wasn't really anything big news because everything is trying to be local at the moment. They're trying to build locally and trying to get our youth through,
Mhm.
as opposed to going out and spending money and buying someone. They reckon that they've got the talent here, so they're trying to push with the talent that they've got. So it was dead. You got to see it all in front of you. It was kind of cool how they did it because it was yeah, very intimate, and yeah, you got to sort of delve into their minds of what's exactly happening. But yeah, they did mention that it wasn't a big happening off season,
Mm.
but the reason that it wasn't is because there's big things to come. So don't know what they meant by that, but there's yeah, he sort of alluded to there's news coming in the next
Yeah,
few weeks. So
I think I read somewhere because I have to be honest with everyone. I haven't been paying too close attention, especially over the last sort of like 2 months or so that I've been seeing the doctor and all that sort of
yeah,
stuff. But I haven't been paying too much attention. But I do think I remember seeing maybe Ruben or someone saying in the last couple of days since that fan event day that possibly January
yeah.
there could be some decent signings coming in January. So look, well, let's just quickly talk about those jerseys. So did you end up getting the away jersey?
Yeah, so if I had the money, I would have bought both the orange and the away. So the home one, it's very nostalgic. It's awesome. Just yeah, feels like you're putting on the old jersey. I never got to have that one. Dad did. Dad had that one. But yeah, that was the one that I didn't get to own. I had the shirt, the supporter shirt when back in the day. But yeah, no, Dad had that jersey, and I think he still does have that jersey with the blue around the collar, and it's just yeah, felt like that. It was really cool. But it's a proper football jersey, the away kit. It's I just love it. It's very 90s, which I think is something that they've sort of targeted, bit of nostalgia with the 20 years.
Well, a bit of '90s fashion is back, and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
especially the most
vintage sort of look. Yeah,
vintage is in at the moment. I mean it's been in for a while, but with there's lots of people buying and reselling jerseys, and
yeah.
the retro vintage kits are definitely in. The '90s is back, Oasis is back, so
Yeah, that's true.
like yeah, yeah. So I think it would be really cool, mate, if maybe at the first home game, if they get a couple of the players from that first season to sort of
Yeah,
be
yeah.
there in their, like maybe in their strips or something with
That'd be
them.
so good.
Yeah,
Well, at the fan day, yeah, there were a couple of older old boys, Shane Stefanuto and stuff were there. So, yeah, so I think they probably got something planned for that first home game, especially being Sydney FC. So yeah, it'll be
yeah.
pretty special, I think.
They showed I think it was on maybe on their Instagram the other day, Macklin Freak and Tom Willis, like the original
Yes.
keeper from
Oh,
the first season together. So
very cool.
and
Yeah.
like Chad Gibson is I can't remember his role with the club, but he's the one who's sort of like spearheaded the design.
Yes, yeah.
Um,
So he was he was the one that like the I know the blue the home kit anyway. I don't know how much he had to do with the other kits.
yeah.
Did he do all of them, or do you know
I
of?
I'm not sure, but I know that
Yeah,
he has played a role in it, and I mean he was our first captain, so that's a
yeah.
real cool sort of like full circle moment. I can't remember. He like I'm pretty sure he's running maybe the socials and
Okay, yeah.
a lot of.
He was there, so I don't exactly know what he was doing,
So sorry,
but
Chad, if you're listening, I can't
yeah,
remember.
they were very proud of the fact that he was the one that was behind it all. So it was yeah, pretty like, and they're things that I didn't know because it's not really advertised. Like it's something that you've got to sort of delve deep to find out. So it was sort of a bit of a surprise to me when I found out that. I was yeah, pretty made me feel like the club's sort of becoming a family again, I think. So
Hmm. Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, look, we better crack on, mate.
yep.
Look, I don't, I was in the States for like pretty much that whole tournament that we played in India. I
I'm
got to
be
see,
glad you were. It
yeah,
was
I got to see one game when I got home, and yeah, from all reports, I mean, the game that I watched, the conditions were horrible, the
yeah,
pitch was
and that's what
horrible.
it was. It just came down to like it wasn't like the competition was horrible. It wasn't like it was anything like that. It was just monsoon weather and it sucked.
Yeah,
So it was just difficult for either team to showcase anything whatsoever.
and it was the
Um,
first time a bunch of the new guys have all played together as well.
yep,
So,
and
look,
and a fair few of them got some minutes in too, which is good.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, the at the training day, that's where I got to see like they were doing like 11 aside game, and yeah, it was good to watch. Like I actually got pretty excited
okay,
watching both of them. So it was yeah, I'm happy with the attack. I'm even more happy with the defense that I was
cool.
seeing.
All right.
So,
Well,
yeah,
on that note, mate, let's run over the new signings for this
yep.
season. Um,
I'll bring them back up.
yep. So obviously we still got Macklin Freak and Matt Acton.
Yep.
There's been no other signings on the keeper front that we're aware of.
Yeah, that we're aware of. No, those two, I think those two are pretty safe.
Yep.
I can't see. I think the only place that we would be looking at recruiting at the moment would be like your winger slash winger slash forward.
Yeah.
Would be yeah the sort of place that I'd be looking. But yeah, we've got the what is it, Raphael Struick,
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
one of
Well,
the
let's.
off-season recruits. So
Yeah, is he on the? I don't think he's listed on the.
that's why I was just scrolling through trying to see if he was on
He's
there.
not listed on the squad. Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he
Yes,
is.
he is. Yep, he's in the forwards.
Let's
Yep.
let's start at the back and make our way forward, mate. So
Yep.
Um, so I think we mentioned, I think maybe in the last episode, there were a couple of announcements made. I think Ben Hoyland and Henry van der Sar had already been announced at
Yep.
that
They had
point.
already been done. Yep.
Yep. And Marcus Vakranis as well. We mentioned him
That's right. Yep.
the last episode. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think in the game that a couple of games that I've watched, there were some promising moments from Warland and Van der Sar. I think Van der Sar is probably going to like maybe like maybe take over from Corey Brown on that left hand side. I think.
Well, Corey Brown's injured at the moment, so definitely is.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well,
he's forced into it now. So
there you go. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and Marcus Vakranis. I mean, in a couple of I think it was the Australia Cup game that I watched. He had a couple of good moments. There was a couple of moments where you're like, oh, this he's a young raw
Yeah.
defender.
Yep.
He made a couple of sort of like decent crunching tackles, but I think there's some game awareness that he's got to work on just from that one game that I watched. But and all right, you want to run us through the other three boys there beside Henry van der Sar?
Yeah, well, Lucas Harrington.
Mm-hmm.
He's yeah, he stands out, that's for sure. He's got a sweet hairdo and yeah, just you I don't know, all the kids wanted to go and say good day to him and get photos with him. So and he was really, really lovely with them all. So it was cool to see. But him um for someone so young looks very impressive.
Yeah,
Um
that's the
him
word.
and Van der Sarg were yeah, they were pillars. Like it was really, really good to watch. Um just yeah, them running around the park and everyone looks like fit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And because it was a hot day too, so it was a good sort of measure for them. I think they played about 45 as well, in their little training run that they had. So they had a good run around, and yeah, they were all looking really good and fresh. So I was excited about that. There wasn't anyone that was sort of backing off. Um, Anthony Gilroy was the other one that was really impressive at the back when we were watching. Yeah, because he was moving the ball forward at
Nice.
every opportunity that he got. So it was really cool. It was more like he was sort of playing a midfield role,
Yeah. Okay.
but he was at the back, like he was
Yeah.
playing like that left back, sort of left central. But yeah, playing like a midfielder. It was really cool to watch. The other boys, Pearson. I think Pearson. I think they
Pearson
mentioned
Kasawaya.
Cassaway. Yep. I think he mentioned. I didn't get to see much of him. I wasn't really focusing on some of the other boys, so I didn't get to see them, but I met them afterwards.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I didn't get to see sort of much of him, so can't really comment on what he was like.
Yep.
And then I was trying to find footage of him before trying to see anything, and I couldn't really see anything either for there.
Yep.
Who was the other one? The
There's Hussein Billity.
ability. Yep, yep.
Yep.
So um, he was on the far end. So from what I was watching, yeah, not much to watch from. But as I said, the defense was good. Like our attack is through the middle at the moment. We're
Okay.
not
Yep.
going wide and putting balls around, but all of their defense was pushing them wide,
Okay.
which I was loving to see.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like they were trying to push through the middle, and they were defending in a way that was pushing them out wide to put in the crosses, and yeah, and they're left. Yeah, that's the something that we definitely need to work on.
Well,
Um,
yeah, Hussein Billity's got like I think he plays for Ollie Roos.
yes,
He's got
yeah,
pretty good raps on him, but Zadkovic, I mean, he's the coach, so he's obviously going to give him praise. But
yeah. No, but he's pretty high on him. Um,
Zadkovic reckons that Harrington is probably the best defender in the A League, which
yeah,
is
well, he said he's not even filled out yet. That was
yeah,
that was like his quote was like the fact that he's the best defender that we've got, but he's not even a man yet. Like he's still a child.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like fucking hell. Okay. um, then moving on, I think there was where I had the list of them before. Oh yeah, so going into the midfield,
Mm-hmm.
we had Waleed
Yep.
come through. I actually didn't even recognize that he was there. Too busy trying to pick up on who all these other new faces were. I actually sort of missed him.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, the everything that we've heard about him, I'm super excited about. I'm actually him and Raphael
Yep.
both have got some good backing, saying that they're going to be the players that'll definitely make a difference in our team this year. I think so.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the Australia game against Lebanon,
Yep.
Waleed Shore looked really good,
Yep.
really solid. Breaking up the defense, breaking up the attack. Like in that that classic number 8 role.
Yeah,
He looked really good against Australia, and then same with Raphael. I don't know how you pronounce his last name. Is it
Strick.
Strick?
Yeah,
Struik or Strick? He looked really sharp for Indonesia against Australia too. So
yeah, didn't he? Yeah, I
yeah,
was like, yeah, because going into that match, I didn't know that he was playing against us, so it was cool when I saw him on this. Oh, not that guy.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
And just on him as well, like um, I think he's like the third highest. He's got the third highest following on Instagram for any A
yeah,
League player ever. And when Brisbane signed him, I think Brisbane's Instagram following went from like 50 something thousand to 112 or something like that overnight. And
it's
his
crazy, isn't it?
yeah, like his
Yeah,
the post of his announcement was just went absolutely nuts. So, and they're the kind of things that like some people probably shake their heads at it and say, well, what's it's nothing. Like it's like, well, it is a big deal in
like
2024.
yeah,
Like
I see the same thing with the Broncos. It's like someone like your Reece Walsh and stuff, and like Pat Carrigan and whatnot. You they're worth their money for their advertisement value anyway.
yeah.
Like they don't have to play a good game all season, and people are still going to want to buy tickets to go and see them. Like
Well, I
it's yeah,
mean,
same thing.
on top of that, you've got he's a really popular player in like one of the world's most populous countries, which
Yep.
is right on our doorstep. So, and the fact that our owners are Indonesian as well, like it's just
Yeah.
weird that it's taken this long for us to sign
To
someone from
poach
Indonesia.
someone here from there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean those kind of metrics, they can help. They can drive, like potential jersey
And that's
sales
the
and
thing. Yep.
and things like that. So,
Yep.
yeah, that's really cool. So we've touched on Waleed Shua. There is
So
Samuel
Samuel Klein. Yep.
Klein.
So he
Apparently,
used to be in our system.
yeah, and then he went to Sydney FC, I think.
Is it Sydney FC? Was it? Oh, okay. I think I couldn't remember where he went after us, but yeah. And then he's come back because I obviously having such a cool name, I recognized him straight away.
Samuel.
Um, so we yeah, I got a photo. Parker got a photo with him on the weekend because he has a cool name. He couldn't believe it that so many people actually knew who he was. He was like, this is like pretty cool. That
I, I think I might have got it wrong. I'm just having a quick read through the. No, sorry. So it was Pearson Kasawaya
oh
who
yeah, Pearson. Yep.
is from Sydney FC. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
Samuel
Samuel
Klein,
used to play for. I don't know where he went
Gold
in
Coast
between.
Knights. Gold
Oh, there
Coast
you go. Okay.
Knights.
Oh, there you go. So
Yeah.
just up the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So yeah, he looks solid as like, yeah, but he's imposing. So I think one thing that we were sort of missing in the middle is someone that has that bit of aggression, like
Yeah.
the Matt Mackay fucking Red Steam. Yeah, he
Yeah.
has it against his
Well,
own teammates. So yeah, I was like, yeah, come on. Um, and yeah, just I'm excited for him to hopefully come off the bench in the first couple of games and really shake up the teams. And it sounds like he might be getting a run. Lucas, not just yet.
mhm.
By by what he was saying at the open day, and then watching the preview just before, he makes it sound like Lucas will come in at the time that's correct. So
Yeah.
I think he's just going to wait for a team that isn't doing too well, maybe put him in, give him a bit of confidence, and then work out from there. But apparently, he just plays above and beyond and doesn't know that he's a child.
Yeah, he looked really good in. I can't remember what game it was recently that I watched. Was it? Oh, it was the game against the Queensland select
Oh
side.
yeah, yeah, yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah, and he Harrington Lucas, is it Lucas Harrington? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Um,
Lucas. Yeah, yeah, yep.
yeah, Lucas Harrington. Yeah,
So,
he
yeah,
looked really good.
17.
He looked really good when he
Jesus.
came on. Let's keep on moving, mate. We got
Yeah, yep. So we got Waleed was the other signing. Samuel, then we've got Raphael,
yep.
which we touched on before. He looks amazing. I Acosta has come up with the best meme so far. Have I frozen, have I?
No, I don't think so. Let me have a
Oh,
look. Sorry,
frozen
I'm
at
not.
my end.
Oh yeah, you have frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, ignore it.
yeah.
I think it's just the fact that my camera's died. Maybe.
Oh, this is gonna look great on YouTube. You should
Yeah.
see your
Oh,
face.
I'm just gonna switch over to my cheapie.
Okay.
There we go. Luckily, I have a backup. Um, yeah. So I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen the Sydney FC? Oh, okay. So Sydney FC match has a little thing. It says they have a Costa. We have a Costa.
Oh, I
Yeah.
get you. Yeah.
So, yeah. Brilliant. 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 Um, yeah, him and Ben Halloran up front. Yeah, they definitely make sure that things go in the back of the net. So, um, yeah, Halloran just he looks like he's not lost a step, which is what we wanted.
Hmm.
But yeah, Acosta was a real standout to watch, and watching his highlights and stuff. He's yeah,
Yeah, he's
looks like he's pretty decent. So
he scored in the trial game against Adelaide in Mildura last weekend. I think it
yeah,
was. He
the
scored
in the 1-1.
yeah, he scored a
Yeah,
free kick from outside the box. So
yeah,
that would be good to see if we've got, like Jay O'Shea's got a good delivery, but it would be good to have someone who can actually have a ping and put it in the back of the net. A
yeah.
bit of venom from the set
and
piece.
and being able to have a couple of different options as well. That
Yeah,
way, yeah, defense doesn't know what's coming at them. Makes a big difference. And Adam Zimmerino was the
Adam
other one, I
Zimmerin
think.
from Perth. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
know some people kind of rubbished his signing, but I mean, I didn't mind him at Perth. He had
yeah,
good, like, and then the couple of games that he's played for us, he does sort of like play a bit of a link up game. He does drop back from the forwards
yeah.
into
That's
midfield a
and I feel
bit,
like that's his role. Yeah, it's like he's plays in behind the front line. Yeah,
but he's also not afraid to have a
yeah.
ping, which is good. The other one was Jacob Brissett as well, who
Oh yeah, I forgot about
um,
Brissett. Yeah.
yeah, he played in was it it was that trial game maybe against the Queensland Select,
Well,
and
yeah, a fair few of them played in that. So
he looked pretty solid. Not he's not very big. He's a little fella.
yeah, he played. Yeah, he did. He played in that game. He played quite a big amount of minutes actually.
Yeah, but he looks pretty good. So, I mean, and then that's basically it for all of the new signings.
Yeah,
We've still got Henry Hoare out on loan as well. I think he
that's
comes
true.
back.
Yes, forget about that, don't we? Yeah,
Yeah, I think he comes back maybe halfway through this season. So
yeah.
whether or not,
They said it was
yeah,
3 months or 4 months in. So
yeah,
it'll
whether or
be
not he stays with the club that he's on loan with in Korea, or if he comes back to Brisbane, who knows? But um, yeah, and then I mean, basically looking at like I completely forgot that we've got Alex Parsons.
yeah.
It would be good to see him sort of live up to his potential.
Oh god, yeah. And we've seen it. We've seen it in dribs and drabs. Just need it consistently. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, and yeah. I mean, who else? So that leaves sort of the players left over from last season's squad. We've got Neville. I mean, the two
Yep.
keepers,
Who's
obviously.
out injured as well?
Neville's injured as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
Corey Brown and Neville both out injured.
all right. So
So
that's probably going to mean that the starting defensive backline is probably going to be Ben Warland, Henry van der Sarg, maybe Marcus
yeah, I
Fakranis.
think for Kranis or
Yeah,
and Jack Ingot probably.
yeah, Hingett. Yeah, okay. So it'll be a toss up between van der Sarg and Gilroy, who plays on the left hand side.
Yeah. Well, by the looks of things, Van der Sar.
Yeah.
I think Gilroy will be off the bench. He'll be one of those, yeah, the backup, probably only play minutes if we need him.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was going through it before trying to work out who would be in the starting lineup. And I was having a real headache going through it all. And then when I read the injuries list, I was sort of like, oh, that makes things a little bit
Makes
easier.
it a bit
So,
easier. Yeah.
um, oh, and I'm reading the injury list. Guess who else is not playing? All right.
Who's that?
Um, where did I've lost it again?
Well,
Here we go.
go through the injuries for the game against Auckland on the weekend.
Yeah. So on the weekend, where is it? Oh. Why doesn't that come up anymore? Um, we have out. We're getting there.
Classic.
Scott
Classic.
Neville is out with a knee injury.
Okay.
Corey Brown is suspended. That's why he
Oh,
can't come in.
okay.
So he was a naughty boy. Marcus Fakranas.
Oh, so he's injured as well.
He's injured, knee injury.
Oh man.
Mate. And Quinn McNichol is out for international duty.
Okay. All right. Well, that I mean
Yeah.
that's that, I
That
mean
forces the hand, which is Harrington might come in, yeah.
Harrington might get a start. Then I
Yeah.
think you're probably going to be looking at. Well, that leaves Warland, Van der Sarg,
Probably
Hingett,
Belletti
Burt
or
Gilroy, and then
Harrington.
you've got Billity, Harrington, and
Yeah.
Casawaya. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Because
A bit of
it looks like he'll be playing sort of like a five at the back by the looks of things.
that shift to like a three with the two wings
Yeah.
pushing up or something. Yeah. Yeah.
That was the play anyway. That's what I was watching.
Yeah.
And then just a solitary forward. But then or one end had Thomas Waddingham up front by himself, but
Mm-hmm.
with two players that were pretty much on his coattails the whole time. The other end, with Haller and whatnot, they were sort of getting in each other's way because there was three of them up front.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so when crosses were coming in, like two of them were moving to the same area, and so little things like that which they got to work on. Um, but yeah, it was sort of like, oh, are we playing like a condensed back and then uh, a condensed front and just sort of having no midfield again, or what's going to
Yeah.
happen here?
Well, I mean, the problem with that is, I mean, we've got just looking at like, I wasn't really too optimistic, and now looking at the squad, I mean, I have to admit it's not stellar, but still,
No,
like that, the midfield has got quality in it. You know, like you've got
gotcha. Like Lewis Sabala
Jelacic,
and
Berenguer, Shua, O'Shea, and
Tim
then you
McNichol, who's
throw
an
in.
international.
Yeah, and he's obviously not playing.
Yeah,
Then you throw Coletti in, who's really solid. Zabala, who um, the Zabala
but
effect.
at least he's not playing in the fullback. At least they've got him as a midfielder
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this.
Look, as long as he's played where in his right position, yeah, he's solid. Like I'll
Yeah,
give him that. He just the poor fellow was being played at left back last year.
yeah,
He got
which is
fucking
just not.
shredded.
Yeah, it was torture for him.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, whereas I think it'll just depend really on how Strick and Acosta um take to the A League and to working under Zadkovic and working with the other players.
Yeah,
Because I mean, obviously we've got Halloran as well. Someone's going to have to put the ball in for Waddingham, and they're going to have to
that's
get him
it.
in early. Well, look, mate, I don't really think there's much else that we can really go over.
There isn't. That was pretty much everything I'd written down because there's not much for us to really go off because we haven't seen anything yet. So
Yeah,
our
yeah,
preseason was yeah, really hard to watch because of the rain. It's just no one was playing anything. It was sort of just kick it up and see what you can do. So didn't get to see anything really there. And then it's only really been those two matches, um, which didn't even have the players in it that are in the squad now. So like we've only had 2 weeks with one player. So I mean, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a slow build. I really hope that we get this first skull. We don't want them winning their first game. We gotta.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're going to have a full house. It's sold out
Yep,
apparently.
sold out. Yep.
Just on like not related to Brisbane at all. Like I'm really looking forward to the first Wellington
Oh
Auckland
yeah.
derby
There'll
derby
be how many people
derby
will be
day.
running onto the field and
Yeah,
just like in the
that'll be good. Well, mate, look, the game I think is on 2 o'clock our time on the weekend on
yep,
Saturday.
that's correct. 2 o'clock real
So
time.
am I going to come around to your place to watch it, or
On Saturday, I'll be down with the in-laws, so we'll be down south, unfortunately. So
I'll
I'll be like this. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Okay.
All right. Well, then I'll watch the game on my big telly
Yep.
in the comfort of my own home. Then. All right. Well, look, everyone. We're rambling on as we normally do. Thank you for listening. We're going to try and be a little bit more active on YouTube and socials with some stuff this season. I'm going to do my best to help Sam with that.
Yep.
And yeah, look, the response after the first season was really good. So let's keep our fingers crossed, mate. We can get some more of those interviews for this
Yeah.
season.
No, well, definitely. Well,
Um,
I've definitely got two of them that have would have been done already, but I've been crook. So
yep,
me coughing and whatnot during interviews probably isn't the best look. So I did a. They're both the boys that I was going to have on have been very lovely. But yeah, they obviously are understanding that can't really do an interview where you're stopping every 5 minutes. So
yep,
yeah,
yep. All right, cool. Well, mate, look, hopefully this will be live on our new platform, our
yep,
new standalone Bridge City podcast platform, and
exciting.
if I can remember the YouTube logins, then it'll be up on
Yeah,
YouTube as
sweet.
well. All right,
Well,
well,
we'll be doing some separate stuff for YouTube and probably because we're members this year as well.
yep,
So we'll be definitely going live at games and stuff on TikTok and yeah, I can have all that sort of set up this year as well. So that'll be
yeah,
fun.
cool. And for anyone who's watching, like you can see our faces, you can see what we look like. If you see us at a game or at an event or something like that, Sam and I might even try and get up to a couple of away games to watch, like
Yeah,
at the official venues or something. So feel free to come and say hello and have a beer or a soft drink or whatever we're having on the day. Feel free to come and say hello. Uh, yeah. All right. Let's end it there,
sweet.
Sam. That's
Love it.
it for that's season two for us.
Season two.
Episode number 26, and we'll see how the boys go on the weekend. Hey, fingers crossed for a decent result.
Well, I'm tipping them, so let's definitely hope that everything that they're saying is going to come out on the park because I was genuinely excited after listening to what the boys had to say just in person. So yeah,
All right. Cool. Well,
very
mate.
excited.
What just before we sign off, what we'll do next week as well is up on in the Raw supporters group. The RSF had
Yes, it
a
was.
live
Yeah, we'll
thing.
definitely put the link up.
Yeah, and we'll watch that, and we'll comment.
I've already watched it. Yeah,
You've already
I watched.
watched it. All right, I'll
Well,
watch it.
I listened to it on my drive to Brisbane this
All
morning.
right,
So
well, I'll watch it this week, and we'll discuss that, as
definitely
well as the outcome from the weekend's game in the next episode. All right,
sweet.
thanks everyone for listening. This has been episode 26, Bridge City Podcast. I'm Andrew,
I'm Sam.
and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace.